season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Herd App Media Network.
All right.
You're muted, Pat. Well, I'm here, literally here by myself with a button, and it's a button I've pushed a million times, and I'm muted.
And I didn't do it.
Yeah, I know. It's all on me. All on me.
Oh my God.
Welcome to our Friday Live. Thanks to Centris. We're here on Fridays and Mondays live, Facebook, Twitter, and also on YouTube. And to find those channels, it's at Pat and JT. So if you're just listening to the audio, you're going to miss some things because we play some TikTok videos. We have some other stuff. And then just
Good guests.
and guesties. Yeah. So make sure you listen.
So it'll be a little, it's always, what I really like about having guests on is because everybody brings other stuff that's going on in their lives. And we've got some real doozies today. We're going to repeat the John Carroll experience. And hopefully this is ongoing. Last week we kind of screwed it up and we missed him.
Hey, twice in a month is considered ongoing.
Is that just a coincidence?
Well, I don't know. I'm going with it's ongoing.
So we'll have that. And then also one of our TikTok, or actually one of our podcasters who's a TikToker, you may know her from Innocent Till Tipsy, but Danielle's here because she's also, when she first got rolling, one of the big things was following Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, and kind of what was going on in all that drama. And now it's in court. And she's actually been attending the sessions in court.
That's
so
crazy that she got access to that.
Yeah. So anyway, anything you needed to clean up from the week or any, because we don't have Nick Picky's no longer with us on our show.
He didn't pass away. He
didn't move away and anything like that. He's just doing a whole bunch of other things with Hell Varsity right now. And so we don't get to borrow his time.
Well, if he's not here, then I don't think we screwed anything up. No, we did. I think yesterday we talked about, I think it was yesterday or the day before, about using instructions, just plowing through a project and forgetting the instructions, don't necessarily need them potentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea last night, Beth and I were going to be putting a project together with instructions. It was a TV stand dealy for our deck. And I did exactly what I said on the podcast yesterday that you should do. And how it would end is that you get to the last step and realize the third step you did it wrong, so it screws everything up. It's exactly what we did. The base part was put together wrong, so it won't stand.
Right.
Because your boy didn't follow the instructions.
There you go.
So
there you go.
Art imitating life. Well,
painful lesson.
Right.
Art. Now loosely.
I was going to say that's a little kind of a strong statement.
Katie said, "No, I love Nick." I know. We'll tell him. Maybe we can figure something out so we can get him back in here so he can. It's just, it's asking a lot of his time because I know his time is being used and for him to take part. But it's always fun when he can do a Nick Picky.
Let's peek in real quick to the green room, real fast.
Yeah.
John Carroll's taking a selfie of himself.
Oh my God.
So there we go. Okay. That is hilarious. It was like, how many takes, Johnny? 5. Oh my God.
Busted.
John was, if you're listening just the audio, John was taking a selfie of him on the screen. That was classic John Carroll right there.
That's hilarious. And Danielle is in the green room also. What were you two up to in there, by the way? I'm just curious. Danielle says, "So should I behave myself in the green room?"
I don't know. You could swap over so fast,
right?
Right.
Exactly. So this is the first time that John and Danny have met each other.
Hi.
As well. Hi. But both of you come from different worlds, social media wise. John was like at the forefront. I'm going to give you that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his Twitter handle's like @John.
Oh.
That John Carroll.
That John Carroll. That's who he is. But yeah, it is that John Carroll. But anyway, I don't know if you guys, as far as I sent some links to John so he could kind of get an idea what you do, Danielle. And
oh God, sorry.
So I don't know. Where do you want to start, Pat?
I think we should just dive right in. I mean, with the trial, the big trial, everybody's talking about the Johnny Depp trial, and the fact that you have access. Like, do you have a pass to get in there every day? You have to wait in line and get lucky enough to get in there every day.
So this is why I look like crap right now. I have to, oh my goodness. I have to like get up at I've been getting up at 3 and then arriving at the courthouse by 4 because I want to look, I'm going to court. So you want to dress up for court, obviously. And then standing in line until they issue only 100 wristbands to get into public spectating. A lot of my TikTok handlers, like all commenters, they've been like, how did you get on the jury? And you shouldn't be talking about this. I'm like, I am not on the jury for this case. I tell you what.
Danny, I'm going to interrupt you real quick, just so you know, John is an attorney.
Oh, see, they didn't send me any links on you, but they sent you links on me. That's very rude. Yeah.
That is rude.
Yeah.
but he would not be representing Johnny Depp.
What do you specialize in?
Not that.
Although that's kind of his favorite. He likes to dish.
Yeah, like I'm all up in the pop culture.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't handle those kinds of cases. I'm actually a medical malpractice attorney, and we also handle disabilities. So we're focused on like the health side of things, but I'm knee deep in the pop culture stuff. Like you put me in any trivia thing and I'm your guy.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
How surreal is it being there? I mean, it just being where everybody's talking about this court case and you're there in the court.
So for me, as someone who has been so knee deep in the court documents for so long and has been reading all of this, and to hear the attorneys talk about, I know immediately, I'm like, I know what this, you're talking about this incident, you're talking about this text message. Like I can write down the text messages they're about to get into before they even like start talking about it. That's crazy. And it was really surreal to see the two of them. I never thought I'd even see Johnny Depp in real life, but to see Amber Heard as well walk in, not that, but it was just weird because they're both like characters in your mind when you're reading through all the documents and everything else. But to see the two of them walk in the flesh, I was like, whoa, okay, here we go. Like,
right.
Crazy. Yeah.
And I should point out too, for if maybe the first time for some people like John getting to see you or meet you or hear you, that your background is in journalism and criminal justice.
Yeah.
And so this kind of this is like the perfect storm for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's been interesting to sit and watch people's reactions. I know. So for Johnny, for the most part, he has sat back to the peanut gallery, probably not to get people worked up because honestly, everyone there is supporting Johnny. There's hardly anyone on Amber's side. And some of the Johnny Depp fans are sitting on Amber's side because they get a better view of him. I'm not there to gawk at him. I want to stand like behind him and back him. But yeah, so Amber is over on the other side and she sits like sideways with her nose in the air. And so you get to see all of her reactions. And yesterday was her assistant, Kate James, her deposition. And there's been a lot going on with Kate James' side of things because Kate James has alleged that she's very abusive, Amber. She's very like, will get in your face, start screaming at you. Person. Oh no, did I lose you guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my screen froze.
Nope, you're good.
So she's very abusive, and she also has alleged in the United Kingdom, she put in a new witness statement saying that Amber Heard stole her SA story, like her sexual violence story.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't touch on that yesterday. But knowing all of that, of course, the jury doesn't know all of that, which is frustrating as a person that's watching it. But you could see Amber's reactions to the stuff Kate was saying, and she was smiling and laughing at times. And I was like,
whoa,
girl.
Right?
It was very interesting.
It's
very
kind of
interesting.
cool. We've got in the gallery here, Veronica just popped in, and she said that she's been watching this all week, Justice for Johnny Depp.
Veronica. Yeah, she's one of my followers. She's
there
awesome.
You go. And then when you just were worried that you froze up, you didn't freeze up on our end, just so you know. She said, don't you dare go. This is your moment, girl. This is So, John, let me ask you, have you followed any of this, the Johnny Depp stuff, or what do you see?
Yeah, not like in depth. Well, what you see is just like I'm on a scale, of just up here of what family law looks like and how volatile, and you even said like characters. I mean, they're both characters, really. I mean, how do you look at both of them and their lives and even like go, oh, well, we're like them. We're just not. I mean, this is just a celebrity knockdown. And, what I've seen throughout the entire time, what you also see in family law is nobody wins. By the time it's all said and done, everybody is beat up. Like, it's so hard to keep track of what actually is the truth, because once two people start engaging like that, by the time you get done, both sides are going to have done or said something that's going to hurt them overall. But, and, you know, it just depends on what's in the forum at the time. And clearly all the evidence that's come out, at least into the media, and obviously things that Danny has shared, does not put Amber Heard in a very good light. But at the same time, when you have somebody who is that volatile, at some point you're going to react, and at some point you're going. But see, I think that that's the MO of a personality like that, is to draw that out, and now they can weaponize it, and now it becomes very murky, where maybe it was more clear at the beginning, and then later. But I remember when I heard of Amber Heard for the first time, she was with a woman, and you know, I knew that she, at least I think the way she was the B in the LGBTQI, you know, and then all of a sudden then she had a series of romances with men. And so I was just always kind of like, this is kind of interesting, because at the same time her career was ascending. So the more heteronormative she got, the bigger she got, you know? And so there's just a whole thing with her that is just really, I'm amazed that she gets work still. I mean, it's all the stories that you've heard about her violence and all that. But then again, she's a woman, and so you don't really know how much of that is true compared to.
She brings a certain level of attention with her. So it's like, it's a yin and yang kind of, it's like, well, we'll put up with this because she'll bring that. So, and that happens with so many celebrities that it's like, well, I know he's a pain. I know he beat up his wife. I know he did this, or I know she did that, but they also are going to bring attention, and they're going to bring.
The old saying, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah. Really. Yeah. So that's interesting.
And this is going to go on for, up to 6 weeks, right? Are you going to be there the whole time?
Yeah, so I'm not. I'm leaving tomorrow, I believe. I couldn't afford to get a hotel and stay here the whole time and just camp out. I'm kind of excited to go home because I'm so tired. You can probably see I'm so puffy from sitting outside and everything. But yeah, I will say there's been a lot of reporters trying to talk to the supporters of Johnny. And it was interesting because this one, as someone with a background in journalism, this one reporter from the New York Post, Elizabeth something, she comes up, tries to talk to us. And we explained, a lot of us are domestic violence survivors that are back. And we really are hurt by a lot of the lies that Amber Heard has told. So it's not even just that you've got Johnny Depp people. It's you've got people that have been hurt by their partners that are there to kind of show it's hurtful to the Me Too movement. It's hurtful to other women who've survived domestic abuse to start lying like this. So we kind of talked a little bit to her about that. And she goes, I didn't really do any research on this. And I said, I'm going to stop you right there. As someone that has worked in the field of journalism, you don't get into you don't start talking to people and not have done your research on the subject. Why are you even here? And she's written some really crazy articles for the New York Post this week. And I'm like, but you don't know anything about this case. So I don't know how you're writing these articles. You admitted it to us. It's really weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. Also, you were just, when you were talking about how they're characters, it's so hard to apply normie law to people who live in that world. You know what I mean? Because they bend the rules so much, and they're able to have it play out in the paper, have it play out in the news, and they're able to steal headlines. Whereas normies, the rest of us, don't have that kind of attention or have that opportunity. So it's really hard to apply the law for everybody else to somebody that's people like that are so famous. I mean, everybody knows his name. Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So where are you at in the trial? Now, I know there was some controversy this week. Somebody got kicked out or
so
ejected?
There have been a few people. There was a lot going on this week. So there was a couple of Johnny Depp supporters that have been removed from the courtroom. There's also been some mixes too of and not for anything, they didn't scream out or anything. It's from tweets from years ago that they were on. So that was kind of crazy that they went back so many years to like find those tweets and get them booted out. So it's interesting because Amber's camp knows who's on the other side of the room, which I just thought was kind of funny. But then we've got this row. So how they've worked the courtroom is the first row is like the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's legal team, as like the remainder of their legal team that's not up with them, along with their like friends and family that are not involved. And so they asked anyone that was not on their legal team to go to the back of the courtroom. Like they didn't need to be in the front. So that was interesting to us too. It's like, why did they get pushed from the front row to the back row? Like there's been a lot of changes inside the courtroom that hasn't made sense. And also one of Johnny's witnesses was, as she was giving testimony, she was told, her witness statement was inadmissible because they found out somehow that she had been watching witness testimony or seeing clips of witness testimony. So she was excused from giving her witness statement, and her entire, what she had said was struck from the record, which was interesting to watch.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
Interesting. That was a big word for the Pat and JT show.
Right. I Googled it.
Just early in the morning.
Danny, have you ever heard from either camp? I mean, you're pretty high profile on TikTok, especially with this case.
No, I haven't heard from them. I am blocked by Amber Heard's best friend, Eve Barlow. God bless her soul. She's out there fighting all the Johnny Depp people. Good for her. Real strong there. But yeah, no, I haven't heard from either of them. No.
Interesting. That's awesome. Well, so you're wrapping up your week. This is your last day to go attend, and then are you guys back in court today?
Not back in court today. I wouldn't be talking to you. I'd still be in line, I think, at this point in time. But yeah, no court today. They resume on Monday. Now you can watch it live or on my TikTok. I am doing like daily recaps. They're only like 3 minutes long, and I'm fitting in as much as I can. I definitely plan on continuing to watch the case. I know that's going to take up a lot of time because it's like 8-hour days. It was really cool to sit in the same room, like as Johnny Depp, and be like, I am like in this room for 8 hours with this man. But yeah, so I'll be doing that and doing still my recaps, but I won't be physically here. So I won't get like the drama, because I know the courtroom, like that stuff, I don't think anyone knew. I met up with a friend last night after I'd had a nap, and she wasn't in the courtroom that day. We went to dinner last night, and she was talking about how she didn't know all the stuff that I was telling her that had happened dramatically, of like Johnny Depp's friends being moved to the back of the courtroom, and like why that was kind of going on. So yeah.
Interesting. Very good.
How can people find you, Danny, with Innocent Till Tipsy, and just your personal on TikTok?
Yeah, so my personal on TikTok is Delalio D, my last name first initial, or Spirit of Danny, and then Innocent Till Tipsy. I mean, you can find us on the Hurrdat website, or just in your search bar for wherever you stream your podcast. It's Innocent Till Tipsy. I sit down and tell my friend Max a true crime story over a glass of wine, and we've been going through these court documents. So this month's Depp month on our page, we have been literally taking Johnny's statement and Amber's statement, and we have been pulling them apart and left and right and sideways, and looking at text messages, voice recordings. Like if you ever wanted to know what their private messages were, we've got them covered. So yeah, and secret recordings too. Yeah.
Good deal. Well, I'm glad you could jump in and get us kind of up to speed on what's going on.
Yeah, sorry if I feel like I've been lagging a little bit. So sorry if it didn't make much sense a little bit.
I suck, so we totally get it. Yeah,
it's all good. It's all good. Good deal. All right. So what's that, Pap?
Oh, no, nothing. I just said thanks, Danny.
No, thanks for having me on again. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you too.
And nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
So Johnny,
hey,
what have you been up to? How are the goats?
Oh, they're good. I'm just ready for spring to really sprung.
Did you notice? Have your trees started popping?
Yes.
Leaves, just this week, right?
Yeah. So in my orchard, I can always tell, the order of things. So apricot goes first, and then my plums go next. Pears come then, and then the peaches follow behind. So my apricot, I don't know if the extra cold got like nipped them. I don't have many blossoms on my apricot, so I'm kind of bummed. But it looks like the rest of the trees have blossoms on them, so I'm excited for the fall. And I planted asparagus last year, and it's coming up. The first time ever in 15 years, finally got an asparagus bed to pop. So I was like doing cartwheels yesterday. I was so happy. A little baby asparagus popping out of the dirt like this big.
Isn't it? I always thought when you planted those, you plant them and it take like 2 years before you started getting asparagus. Is that right?
That's right. Yep. So I'll just take a little bit out this year, and then the third year, which is 2 full years, then you can start really doing it. So I'm going to get a second bed going because I bet you that's probably the one vegetable we eat the most is just asparagus.
I love air fried asparagus. Oh my God.
Well, and it's at this point now, you just look at the asparagus and your pee smells.
Right?
Totally.
And it's so expensive now.
Yeah.
It's just like everything, but asparagus is always
And this time of year it shouldn't be because this is the asparagus season. So this is at least around, in the United States, it should be the cheapest because that's when it's starting to pop.
24, that's the year we're looking for. So that's when you're going to have your big bumper crop.
Yes, that's when I'll just be dropping asparagus off and ringing the doorbell and running away.
like you did with eggs when we were in your offices. We come in and just
please take the eggs. Well, now with everything that's going on with that bird virus that's wiping everything out, like now we have to like hide our chickens.
Right?
Chicken rustlers.
It's a real deal. It's a problem.
Yeah.
But it's going to be, I think people are going to really start to feel that, which is just ridiculous on top of everything else. It's like, that's the last thing you needed to have happen. But
we sell ours to a French baker in town, and he voluntarily like raised the price because he's like so afraid we'll just like stop selling the eggs to him. Because it's first they're farm fresh, so he, that's why he loves them. He loves working with them. But just the egg prices right now on a wholesale level for him, he said it just have gone through the roof, like tripled in price.
It's crazy. I've been getting them mostly at Costco. Like you buy how many is it? It's not 24. It's not 106. 36, I think.
106.
It's Costco.
106. 18. I just get the 18, I think it is. Not 12, 18. It's 18, but still, it's not that bad. That isn't that bad. But in the supermarket, when you go to the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But
crazy.
It is. It is. I may have to hit you up.
Yeah. We've been getting more and more calls. So wouldn't be surprised.
All right. So, what else what's Chatty up to?
He's out there doing the chores right now. And we're just getting ready kind of, each year we kind of have another project on the farm. We're trying to, we want to do a thing called willow stock. And we've been putting kind of plans together. We started last year, but we want to do a concert down in the valley. And we had a 50 amp put. Yeah. So where the goats, where the river valley is, it was just full of bramble and everything else. So all the goats have been down there. They have completely changed the terrain. So it's beautiful, like meadows that are grown in because the prairie grass and all that stuff is filled back in because the goats have eaten all the shrubs and poison ivy, most of it. And so there's just this natural open area, and it has kind of a natural V.
Ooh,
and so we had a 50 amp put where the V is about 50 to maybe about 25 yards or so away, but we could set a stage up there, and we're thinking of doing a kind of an afternoon into evening concert. So when the sun goes down in the west, the sun would be going down, and do some local artists, and then try to find somebody maybe that's up and coming, like a country artist or something that might be willing to come out. And we'll do food trucks back where the tiny houses are. And we've kind of planned out ingress and egress, and we've got that sand beach. So we plot out like day camp.
You're going to have a resort.
Yeah.
Yes, basically.
Yeah. So when the river changed, like its path, did that become your land then? That was
So what happened is like literally right in front of me is the kitchen window. So the river, it had an oxbow. So it used to come to the west, swing down towards the south, and then headed straight east, and then cut back again, like almost like a figure S. So with the two big floods we had in 2007, I think was that big one that we had, and then of course 2019. 2007, everybody south of us just got hammered and lost. I can't even tell you how many hundreds of yards of land all along there. And one house almost fell into the river and would not have been covered by insurance. They only had like 20 yards of dirt left before their house would have just toppled in. And all that night you could just hear just the side just cleaving and just crashing in. And we watched like 70-foot cottonwood trees just fight and then go under the water like a weed, like just in seconds, and then it would just be gone. Like you wouldn't see it anymore. So anyway,
river, that's the crap that's underneath. That's the stuff that's under the water. I mean,
right, the stuff that like pulls you under and all that stuff. So then what happened is, because 240th Street was at risk, they then did some work, and eventually what happened is they created a plug system. So when the next time a flood came, it would break through the plugs and redirect the river. So now the river just goes straight south. From the north, it heads straight south. So the area that was the Oxbow is now just a sand beach. And in 2019, when the flood came, it brought all that sand and filled in the gap and actually elevated it. So I can't even tell you how many cubic tons. There's no way for me to do the math. So it totally changed everything there. So now with any decent amount of rain, it does no longer flow here. So we got all that land back. And so that's like a fine sand beach. And so for our willow stock, we're thinking, we'll just do like, 20 by 20, squares or whatever, and then just number them. And then somebody can just rent them and bring, the little tents and coolers and all that stuff.
This is reminding me of when I used to go to Comstock. Right. And that kind of thing. Yeah. Cause you had your little area to go either park your vehicle, sleep in the back of the truck, whatever.
Right. Right. Yeah. And so
you're going to have porta potties. Is that next too?
What's that?
Porta potties.
Oh yeah. We'd have all that. Well, for boys, it'd be everything's a porta potty. So bush number 2, tree number 7.
Right. Everything's a porta potty.
I can just tell you, our toilet rarely flushes around here.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's freeing to go outside. When I'm at my parents', I don't think I've peed in their bathroom in 15 years.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. It's so funny because we'll get like friends who've got kids and stuff and like, doing the pee dance. And like, I have to go pee. I'm like, dude, there's like 40 acres. Go pick a spot. And then invariably, especially when they're like 8 or 9, they'll go out and they're like in the shrubs, and then trowel goes down to their ankles, and then their little butt cheeks are standing right there, and they're like hands on the hips, and they're just like, I'm playing outside.
I used to have a pee contest with my grandpa. We tried to pee across the ditch, like we'd stand by the ditch, and I used to be able to almost hit the other side. I could not even close now. I remember that. Yeah, pushing really super hard. Like
you got a running jump peeing at the same time.
The joys of being a boy in the country.
Oh
that's what we tell everybody. Like, hey, you're on the farm. It's like, so yeah, we're trying to see if we can put that together, because I visually can see how it would, work, and that we would do it like on an annual basis.
Cool.
And and it would be great to find some up and coming person or band or what have you, and then if they got their traction, then maybe they would always remember us, you know what I mean, when they became big.
Springboard.
And then it helped to raise money for the farm, and trying to do our goat thing, and we're still trying to get to that goat dairy and all the other things that we're trying to do on the farm, and we're working on a 3rd tiny house, and the other 2 have already fired up. We got people staying, and we don't even have running water going yet because it's still freezing overnight. So
it looks like next week things are going to change.
I'm so ready. This it's just killing me. I need outside. I'm like,
70s are coming our way. That's
it'd be nice if it would like stay. This 83 and then 30. It's not.
That's not good.
It was so crazy this last week. I think it was like 19. It felt like 19 the next morning, and it was 90 the day before. And it's like, okay, that's crazy. Mother Nature's drunk, and this is nuts. Just level off. But 40s to 50s. I'm like, this isn't awful, but I do want it just a touch warmer.
Yeah, I can't wait. But
Cool.
So this weekend we'll just have to endure because it's supposed to be rainy and possibly snowing on Easter. So
I know. I know. This is crazy. And I'd mentioned that to somebody the other day. It was the day it was 90 because somebody said, God, can you believe this weather? And I said, yeah. And it's supposed to snow yet again this week. And they said, what? And I said,
right.
Yeah, just to mess with us. Just to mess with us. Hey, I got a question. I know I've seen you do Wordle a couple times.
Yes.
I love Wordle.
Me too. I just flipped to hard mode and it's the bane of my existence.
Is it brutal?
Yes.
It's not just Wordle, it's brutal.
That's the title of the podcast too. I just flipped to hard mode. Hold on.
No, that's going to be the name of my memoir.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. But have you tried waffle?
No. My little brain with hyperfocus, the way it works, I can't. Somebody showed me Bumblebee or Queen Bee yesterday. Yeah, I was at it. We had a deposition, and one of the attorneys, him and his wife, did Queen Bee, and it's like a little, like hives. What is it? Hexagon shape, and then in the middle of the little bee, the little honeycomb shape is is a vowel or a letter. I guess maybe it's just any letter. And then you have to use that letter in every single word of the other ones around the circle. It's called Queen Bee.
Okay.
And there's a I can't remember how that works, but there's a certain number of words that you can always get, and the minimum word has to be 4 letters.
Okay.
And it's very difficult to get like a perfect score on there. So I'm like, I don't need any more of like attention.
Well, I'll give you this. Okay, I'll tell you about waffle.
Give me waffle because I love waffle. So
waffle, the way it works is it's 6 words and it looks like a crossword puzzle, but all the letters are there. All the letters you need are there. And it tells you, like in Wordle, green is where it's supposed to be, yellow is in the right line, but it's not in the right place. And then black needs to go somewhere else. And so you're just swapping letters.
So is that like a mix between crossword and Scrabble?
Kind of, because you're given the advantage of having all the letters, but you only get 15 moves, so 15 swaps.
Okay.
If you do it in less than 10, you get bonus points.
Got it.
So I've only done it twice, and I used every single swap I had.
Is that hard mode?
It is for me.
It is.
And by the way, speaking of your flip to hard mode, Denise said she'd read it.
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we haven't heard yet, so I can't wait to.
Speaking of reading, I am working on my first novel.
What?
Good Lord, John!
Yes.
You're planning a music festival, and you're working on your first novel.
I am.
Honestly, I swear to God, I've never met somebody who has more projects going on, but actually gets them accomplished. Most people start stuff and they just don't finish it. You actually finish these things.
Well, that was like the first 30 years of my life.
Crazy,
and finally, I kind of figured it out how to work my little ADD brain.
So what's this novel about? Is this like fiction? Is
it it's going to be probably it's probably going to lean towards YA.
Okay.
What's that?
Young adults.
I'm like, I don't know, dude.
The last time Pat picked up a book.
Yeah,
I can't even tell you. So,
so I have ideas for 3 books total. The book that I'm starting is actually part of a trilogy. So I have 5 like books in my head that I literally, before I leave this earth, I want to write. So I couldn't figure out which one to start because I've had a little bits of fits and starts with each one. So I've got things started, but then it just wouldn't work. And then all of a sudden, and Chad's been really like, a cheerleader because he's seen some of my writing and I've written in the past, for, little funny things for magazines and stuff like that. And he's like, you need to write and all the other things going on. And so it's just one of those things that's just been churning and churning and churning. And then just one day, like a lightning bolt, all of a sudden, like I'm writing dialogue down on scraps of paper and back of envelopes. And like, literally one time we were just here like a couple days ago and we got talking and all of a sudden like this stuff came out and I'm like, hey, I got to get, wrote it all down. I sat back down in 15 seconds, another flurry of stuff. And I had to run back. He's like, you need to just keep a notebook like next to you. And I said, I said, Chad, what's so crazy is these characters now are like buzzing inside of me. Like I've never experienced anything like this before. This story that it mixes all the things that I like, and true crime, paranormal type stuff, people with special powers. I love all those kinds of movies. People that have gifts.
Yeah.
Like, what's your plan as far as
outsiders
when you want
that
it
who are
out?
also strong and
When do you want it completed?
What's that?
When do you want it? When do you want it completed? Like, what's your goal?
I want within this next year. I would love to have something substantial done by the end of the year. So here's like this series came to me, and like all 3 titles came to
Have
me.
you? Okay, let me ask you this real quick.
Yep.
First off, do you watch Yellowstone at all?
No.
So you don't really know the backstory, the backside of that. Taylor Sheridan is the one that created it.
Okay.
Not only, and what you're describing, I read an article about him and talking about the TV show 1883, Yellowstone, and he's got about 5 other shows also that are in production or about ready to launch. But all of these came to him just like, and it's just like one after another. And he talked about developing these, and 1883 is a standalone 1-season TV show. And it's the backstory to Yellowstone, but they don't actually, it is, but they don't actually take it all the way to present day. But there's going to be, and he says, I'm just leaving it as a standalone. Then there's going to be a 1933, which is 50 years into the future.
Right.
But he has, like you were talking about, all the characters. He knows wherever, and the 4 Sixes is the ranch that he bought in Texas. That's a spinoff of Yellowstone that's going to be starting, and all the characters and how the ones that are in Montana tie into that. Just listening to you is like I'm reading that story again, because that's exactly how he described it. It's crazy.
It's so crazy. So what happened is just these ideas came, and so I actually went and got the domains for them.
Good for you.
And just held on to them. And so, cause I just knew, I'm like, okay, I'm going to come back to this, but and then I had this other story. I got the domain for that. And the other one is a little bit more based on, my young adult life. So that one will be more of, it will be the one that will be closest to me in my life, but I'll fictionalize a lot of it. But these other, 3 books, they just all came boom, boom, boom. And so I'm just working my way through them, and I'm fleshing out I'm doing character biographies now. And
did you take a class or something, or did you read something?
I've taken a couple things online just on structure of like how to organize yourself. Cause I know I could just sit.
I wanted to know, cause you sound really organized and I know you.
Yes. Right.
I'm like, how is he so organized? Because I know he's like a water bug in a puddle.
Yeah. Well, with the thing about ADD is that when you're hyper focused, like you can achieve anything, but then you can't remember where your keys are, again. And so, but with this, I realize if I really want to get this done, I have to find a way to have structure and discipline. And so we're actually setting some things up here on the farm for me to have a space to be able to sit and write, because these characters are like alive in me now. And there's some really good ones. It's just, I've got one that if I can make this happen, he is going to be just this amazing character. He just everything that about him that is just starting to churn. And the crazy part is, so when I'm writing, I'm actually seeing it in scenes. So, and that's because my love of movies and all these years, right? So as I'm writing it, I'm actually seeing my characters engaging with each other. And I can see the dog, I don't have all the words, but I can see the scenes, like where they're at and all that stuff. And so as I'm doing all this, and I'm setting it in 1974, and so sure enough, like I started writing my opening like chapter, and I had a song in my head, and I thought, no, I don't know if that was like going. So I just Google it. The line that I wanted to use my character is actually the title of the song that I had in my head. And it was
crazy,
like one of the top 3 songs in 1974.
Jeez.
Oh, that's nuts.
And
Crazy.
so just in my head, the song is playing in the background on a transistor radio with my characters in this opening scene. And then this other thing that I have my character wanting to do, sure enough, I go and look, and there was this whole other thing that was going on in it referenced a food product, and this thing came to me that this character was gonna do something, and a very specific brand or thing. And I thought, okay, well, let me just kind of see. And then I go and look, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this stuff is just like the universe is just hammering me with like relevant things. And I don't know if it's just deep inside of me, and that's just what's happening as I'm developing this and taking my childhood and the things, that occurred during that time.
I had 1974, so I got to know, is it The Streak?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure
No.
the line isn't, I'm standing over there by the tomatoes.
No.
Remember
I don't
that
know if it was
song? And
top
here it
three, but
comes.
it was definitely a big song.
I Googled the list of the top songs I had too. So now I'm wondering which one it is, but I remember a couple.
You can text me and I might tell you.
Okay. I was like,
but I am going to put together a website, and I'm just going to put just little blurbs of things just to kind of, generate
That's
some,
awesome.
interest.
You know what? Now, you know what's going to happen now that you've seen it all play out in your head. So when these books come out and they become really famous and somebody wants to make a movie, you're going to have to struggle because it's not going to look like you saw it in your head when they put it into a film.
Yep.
And you're going to be like, that's not what
the book
that's not what she said, and that's not what he did.
The book is better. That's right, Pat. The book is better.
Book is better.
Everybody always tells
I guess
Pat
I'll just have to direct. Then I solve my problem.
Right.
There you go. All right. Now, before we wrap up for the day, we do have a segment that we do with our TikToks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Pat, you have TikToks today, Pat?
I do have some TikToks. So
Okay.
let me get my little
This
list.
is awesome. I can't wait to see these books come out. I can't wait to see them happen.
Okay. So this first TikTok, and we do this every week, is we play a sound, and you have to tell us where in your body you feel the sound.
Where do you feel this? It's one of those. This is my favorite kind of TikToks. Here we go.
Here we go. Maybe. It's
Maybe.
sticking. I don't feel it anywhere right now.
I'm not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it. All right, we'll try this one. Hold on. I didn't feel it anywhere, really.
I felt it right here in my throat.
My left earlobe.
Seriously.
Like that little bottom part.
That little bottom part.
Wait. Oh no! Did he just?
Yeah, he just goes, oh.
Maybe his. Oh, I wonder if his laptop fell down.
I bet it did. I'll just take him to the green room for a second when I see him. Okay, so this was, and this one was this duck. So random. This duck running on different surfaces.
Okay. Oh, I've seen this one. This is one of my favorites.
Oh my god, could not be cute. That sound. Here we go. That one is so cute. The rug is the cutest.
That is.
Oh my God.
John's battery died. See you next week. He said. That's a guy not only knows how to make an entrance, he knows how to make an exit.
Oh my gosh.
That duck one, there was somebody who did one of those a while back, and some of them also were like running on concrete, running on the back deck, running on gravel, and all those different sounds. It's hilarious.
Oh man.
It's so cute. So cute.
And this other one, this next one is a dad has a virtual reality headset on, and his daughter, I believe, kind of is pranking him when he's doing it. Hold on,
Awesome.
Let's get this one up here.
During my dad haunted VR prank, his reactions had me on the floor.
Oh, it's my little sister.
I gotta put you on hold for a second, okay?
Unknown.
Oh my god. Oh my god, did you see that little girl?
Oh my god.
I can't go there.
Was that the dead body?
Oh my god. What do I do?
Oh my god, you gotta go.
What do I do? I
No,
can't.
no, you gotta go.
Val,
You
I
gotta
can't go. I can't. my brain won't let me push the thing up.
But you have to.
My brain will not allow me to move my finger to go in that direction.
Need some help?
I can't.
Go, go, go. You need to see. You need to see. What is that? Go look. Go look. Hurry up.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's a dog. It's a dog. It's a dog. It's eating something.
It's bizarre to me when I can see the same thing you're seeing. You're not helping me.
Okay, but it's just
But
a
you're not
dog.
helping me.
Okay, but it's just a dog. It's not something.
Yeah, it's just a dog eating a human.
Is it?
It's nothing, yeah. No big deal. Let me go pet it. See if it wants to come home with me. It died.
Oh my god!
Stop it!
His daughter. Oh god. Never mind.
I don't even understand everything that's going on, but I do. Okay, I remember when you talked about using one of those once.
Yes, and he's
And you
true.
had-
Your brain won't let you do things you wouldn't do in real life. When the walking the plank one, my brain would not let me walk on, even though I knew it was a 1x6 in a retail store in La Vista. I knew it on the floor. It wouldn't let me do it.
Wouldn't let you do it.
And then so we got this message also. I believe it's in our it was in our Facebook group. I think I'll put this up here because they reminded me of something we haven't done in a really long time.
Oh, okay.
Talks about when a long time ago we inadvertently found that you can listen to podcasts at half speed, and it's hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
And I understand speeding them up, because you can listen to episodes faster.
Yeah.
I don't understand the slowing them down part, but God, I'm glad it's there.
Oh my gosh, Liz, back up in our Facebook group, and you can join our private Pat and
Yes.
Facebook group. So this I grabbed. This is my favorite. I grabbed our episode from yesterday,
Okay.
and it's because God wants me to do this because I just scrolled through and I found this exact spot, slowed it down to half speed. It's amazing.
I just
Do you have
stood
a
up.
pencil? You need a pencil and a piece of paper or something to write on.
Hold on. Hold on. We're going to do that one again. Oh, God. It is the best. Hold on. Here we go.
I just
Do you have a
stood up.
pencil? You need a pencil and a piece of paper or something to write on, physically using your hand to write something.
There should be a pen in here. Maybe.
I'll wait while you look.
Okay, hold on.
'Cause that's always
I'm gonna put
that's
my
always fun. Okay, you go
headphone
ahead.
down.
Whatever you need to do.
It is. Oh, I actually remember. It is. It's like listening to drunk parents.
Oh my
talking
God.
about- And they're doing a crossword puzzle. It's exactly what it sounds like.
100%.
Oh my gosh. And then
Okay.
So we got to do this every week with different shows on our Herd App Media Network. So I grabbed Total Ship Show.
Okay.
And this is Malia White and Amanda host Total Ship Show, and this is just it's hilarious.
That's when I was like, this is cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So that's basically it in a nutshell. that covers basically who I was, how I got here.
Oh my gosh, if I heard that conversation at a bar, I'd be like, I'm out.
That's it. Oh my God. That's awesome. She hasn't heard that yet, has she?
No. I'm gonna send it to him. That's hilarious.
Wow. Those are good. A pencil.
Liz, thank you for reminding us of that. That is
Need a
super
pencil.
Okay, I'll wait right here.
So what does it sound like when you're drunk and then you slow it down?
Oh, can you imagine? We talk backwards.
Probably.
Oh man.
All right, God, this is good.
Well, thanks to Danielle from Innocent Till Tipsy for coming on. We'll put all the links to her show on TikTok and her accounts and everything in the description. And also to John Carroll Experience. That guy.
We'll make him plug in next time.
Yeah. We will.
That's too funny.
So thank you guys. Now, if you're listening to this, this was on. If you're listening to this, you missed all the videos because we cut them out because there's no sense in playing videos and audio. So make sure you watch us on Friday mornings and Monday mornings about 9:15ish on YouTube, Instagram, or YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
Very good.
All
Very
right.
good. So,
Well-
and if you joined us, thank you for doing that, and come back on Monday.
We appreciate it very much. And thanks to Centris as well. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production.
Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a Huda Media production. Come on! Pat and JT Podcast, a